There we go. Hi guys, welcome back to the nest. Hope you're all keeping well. There we go. I hope you guys can see me a wee bit better. I've brought the light a wee bit more forward. Hope you're all keeping well, and welcome back to the nest. Obviously, tonight we're going to be reviewing another film from good old Walt Disney. Tonight we are going to be reviewing. That's right, 101 Dalmatians from 1961. I gotta say, this was a film that I really enjoyed. Mostly because the story changes throughout this movie, so it does. Like, the first part is pretty much about romance. From the first wee part, it's about romance, but then it just leads to a big, kidnap and search and rescue, and throughout the film, they just keep introducing loads of characters, through the transition. And I just thought, wow. Imagine one big movie, you change the story, you see so many different characters in it, all because, wee puppies get taken away. But anyway, it is based off a book, The 101 Dalmatians, and tells the story of a musician named Roger and his pet Dalmatian, Pongo. And after living in this tiny bachelor flat in London, it is plain to see that Pongo's old pet needed someone. Because if it was up to Roger, they'd be bachelors forever. They do manage to find love, the two of them. I think what we should do from now on is just leave the third wheeling up to our pets. I love how the dogs in this movie see us as pets. When really we see them as pets. We're pretty much, they should just call us master. But I guess that's just the way the storyline of 101 Dalmatians was back then. I really need to get this haircut. Don't want to go long again if you all remember me having long hair. I don't know if I told you guys this, but back in September I actually got another dog. I'll try and introduce her sometime. A chocolate Labrador called Luna. She's still a puppy, she's getting bigger every time I see her. But she's pretty much like Pongo to me. She's going to be the same height. She's quite big at the minute. She doesn't bark either. She's quite a quiet wee dog. She doesn't growl or anything. She plays about with you, but whenever she bites down you on your arm playing, she doesn't growl or anything. But she's that kind of dog. My brother and I love taking her out on walks. But anyway, but yeah, that's what dogs should do to this generation. So Roger meets the female Dalmatian's pet Anita, all because they fell into a lake and because he had a bigger cloth than her. I don't know what that tissue she was going to use was pretty much useless because it was wet already. But Pongo meets Anita's pet Dalmatian, Perdita, or Purdy for short. Anita, Perdita, those names, Roger, Pongo. I love how Anita, Perdita sound so similar. The two of them get married. Well, Anita and Roger get married. I don't know how that works with dogs. And soon Perdita is expecting puppies. And at first we don't know how many, but she is also fearful because Anita's old friend from school, Cruella De Vil, Cruella De Vil, if she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. She is so obsessed with these puppies coming, and we don't know why yet, but her cigarettes, I think she is so narcissistic. She enters a house without being invited. She's rude, she looks down on people, she's greedy. In the middle of the story, Purdy gives birth to 15 puppies. That's absolutely amazing. You always wonder, people probably saw us back then were probably I thought it was called 101 Dalmatians. I don't think Perdita could have given birth to that many. But it's Disney, I think it happened. But 15 puppies, one of them very nearly died. However, Roger managed to save it. Interesting fact, the author of the original book, her and her husband actually had a Dalmatian, and it actually did give birth to 15 puppies. One of them was born lifeless, but her husband actually, helped to breathe again, and they sold a few of them and they only kept a small number of them. Well, I don't know how in the house they managed to keep those 15 puppies, because I know a lot of dog owners, whenever their dog gives birth, they give some of the puppies away, even give all of them away. But anyway, Cruella does not receive any puppies because Roger, he stood his ground, he stood up for his family like a man, and he prevented Cruella from having any of the puppies. Thing I want to know is, why do the puppies in this have they did this with Michael and Peter Pan, why do they have American accents in this film? The puppies and all have American accents, but all the adults and the humans, they've all got British accents. It's set in England, for crying out loud. That night, whenever the puppies are asleep, Pongo and Perdita are out for a walk. There they go, horse me lad, around the jolly owner and off to the park. Two bandits, Horace and Jasper, they break in and steal the puppies, and it turns out Cruella is the mastermind behind this. And Cruella is not deemed a suspect, but luckily the dogs use the twilight bark. It goes all throughout England. I wonder if that's why dogs are barking at night, because sometimes you can hear dogs barking at night. And it gets around to the countryside, and remember what I said about new characters. There's this farm, Captain the horse, Tibbs the cat, Colonel the sheepdog, and I gotta have respect for Tibbs, because even though he's a cat, dogs and cats are like rivals. He actually managed to save 15 puppies, and not just 15 puppies. It turns out Jasper and Horace have legally bought 84 other puppies, so that brings the total up to 99. Pongo and Perdita managed to save them. I did really enjoy the fight sequence of this. And it turns out the reason why Cruella took all those puppies is because she wants Horace and Jasper to make a spotty coat out of those dogs. Like, how low could you go? Honestly, that is just sick. It's lowest of the low. You want to kill wee puppies and skin them alive? No. But what am I thinking? You want to kill the puppies and skin them? Do you have a soul, woman? Oh, of course you don't. I also find out that Horace is seems to be, even though you may think he's dumb, he's not as stupid as he looks. He actually did suggest, they went on the frozen lake, you do not leave their tracks, they disguise themselves, but Jasper always says, dogs ain't that smart. Dogs is always painting themselves black. You idiot! You may be wrong there. Cruella is a hypocrite. I don't understand her. She says she'll call the police. She may just be saying, I'll say you were the ones who saw it. I was nothing to do with this. But at the same time, she'd be calling the police on herself. I think she means it, Jasper. Cruella De Vil is probably one of my favourite villains at the minute. I know she's a bit insane. She has no morals at all, but she's a good symbol of greed. And she's a hypocrite as well. She tells Horace and Jasper, do you want to get nabbed by the police with your driving? She's a reckless driver. I gotta say that I feel sorry for Lucky. He struggled, the most throughout the journey home, and I found out that the dogs were actually, made grey in this movie, because it was harder to make them white. It's a really, really, really light grey, especially with the snow sequences. You never can tell, can you? Luckily they managed to get a ride home from the truck, and Cruella just goes completely ballistic. She doesn't take any precautions. She just tries to ram. She goes completely mad. Her eyes turn red. She tries to knock the van off the road, but Jasper and Horace, they panic. They break the steering wheel and crash into her. Cruella starts crying over the loss of her coat and just starts berating them, calling them idiots. And Jasper, having enough, he just goes, shut up. I do feel sorry for Horace, Jasper, because I think they actually do care about the puppies. They did let them watch TV with them, and they actually admit, they don't enjoy doing Cruella's work for her. They just do it for money, they don't do it out of enjoyment. But, I guess, I don't know, but one skin dogs, that's just sick in its own mind. But, at least in the end, they actually have the courage to stand up for themselves, I probably cracked one up. Shut up. But they managed to get home safely, and I have to say, I was so happy ending. They decided to, because of the song Roger wrote about Cruella, they made so much money that they can actually buy a bigger place in the country, and they didn't even give up the 84 other puppies. 15 plus 2, 101! And 15 extra puppies and 2 adults brings it to 101. And we'll have a Dalmatian plantation when our population can roam. I love how all the dogs are barking in the end, to show that they're happy that Pongo, Perdita and the 84 other puppies managed to get home safe, without injury. Nobody was hurt. I'm kind of glad Cruella got what she deserved in the end. I hope she gets caught out. I hope she gets found out, to be honest, because you're not going to get away with skinning 84 puppies and using their coats. Oh no, 99 puppies and using their coats. Because I think even whenever if she knocked that van over, she was going to use Pongo and Perdita as well. Roger and Anita, Nanny never would have found out what happened to them. I found out that they made the dogs have lower voices than the humans, because the dogs were the ones with power in this movie. And I will say, Walt Disney was in so much debt, because if you remember in the last Disney movie we reviewed, the one that came out 2 years before this one, Sleeping Beauty, because that movie flopped, he was in so much debt, and they were doing so much live action movies back then. They were so close to closing down the animation studio, and they were lucky that this film did so well. I think it's just because of the success with Lady and the Tramp. People love dogs. I love dogs. I'm a dog person. I have two adorable dogs, Shishi and Luna. I wish they would understand I could give them a shout out in this, but I'm really happy that things worked out for Disney back then. He didn't sell I'm glad he didn't sell the animation studio, because the amount of movies from him that I'm going to review in months to come, I'm just so excited for it. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this review was a wee bit more enjoyable for you guys. I'm so sorry that with the other reviews, I'm having trouble what to say. I should put more thought in the movies. I should look into the characters a wee bit more, because I don't, like I've said before, animated movies can be a wee bit easier to review. Like that Psycho one, I was having trouble with, because that was like the first proper horror film that I was reviewing. I hope you guys can give me a wee bit of advice and help, because it would be really appreciated. But look, I'm going to keep up with these reviews. I'm not stopping at all, because I hope to make things big with this channel this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the love and support I'm getting on this channel. Don't forget to leave a like and comment what you'd like to see next. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. The next video is going to be a musical, but you don't know what one it is yet. Love you all to death, and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.